How's it going, and welcome to the Try Time podcast. Stay tuned for your weekly dose of rugby league chatter, discussing what's happening in the world of rugby league.
Hello, welcome back to the Try Time podcast. I'm Callum.
And I'm Matt.
And here we've got episode 11, where we're going to be weekend review, talking about the Shaun Wane's England announcement of his preliminary Ashes squad, and then looking towards the weekend. So I think we're going to get straight into it with weekend just gone. We'll start off with Super League.
Super League, what a happy bunny I left the stadium on Friday night. Probably the happiest I've been for about 3 years since I walked out of Old Trafford.
Yeah, I can see that, to be fair.
It's nice knowing you've actually got a good team again.
Is that where you saying? You've got a good team now? Is that what you're thinking? Are you going with that?
I know we thought we'd be around the contenders for 5th at the start of the season. But both of us had Hull to do a lot better, more consistently than what they have.
Even after the first couple of weeks, but
yeah,
they've sort of dropped off. But that Hull are the most inconsistent team in Super League history. You feel like just in general season.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the impression that actually I'm starting to side more with the Radford out group.
Really? Is that what you're going with?
I think the problem is they've been so inconsistent since he took over.
Yeah, but
and
is
at
that
what
is that
point
Radford?
Do you start saying, well, these players are inconsistent, well, we'll sign these to replace them, who are also inconsistent? Or do you say, actually, the way that they're being coached isn't good enough to consistently be at a high level?
Potentially. Although I think if Radford does end up leaving, I think he'll definitely be getting a job elsewhere. Even if it's not Super League, I could see him.
Not Super League, yes. I don't rate him that highly, I'll be honest.
I could see him as a
This is going to be a good one. Note to mostly you to make a note for future weekend videos. We'll rank the Super League coaches.
That is a really good idea.
That is a good idea. So feel free to give us some pointers about who you think should be where.
Yeah, give us some. Well, what you can do, right, is you can comment down below on Facebook anywhere.
Keep an eye out. We'll put a poll out in the next couple of weeks for a fan ranking.
Let us know what you think about that, and we can get that out whenever, maybe even maybe not this Saturday after.
Week on Saturday. We've got a few things in the pipeline, so do stick around on weekends to see what we've got there.
The shorter videos, sort of.
Yeah, although I'm not sure how one of them is going to be.
Yeah, we've got some plans anyway.
Yeah, we won't spoil them too early. Moving away from somehow we ended up there from Leeds being good, but we've got a settled combination of halfbacks. A back five are solid. The pack aren't getting pushed around as much as I think some feared.
Yeah, Pryor's been really good, as we said at the start.
The thing is, he wasn't the player that we needed, but he's actually worked.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, he's one of them players where he's not going to be one of them big guys who comes from NRL who's going to run over the top and make you all these meters. He's just going to do his job really well. He won't miss a tackle. You know what I mean? He's just that sort of. He's a player that you need on your team if you're going to win league.
Yeah, and we've already got Mikel the Wrecking Ball Ledsky on his way through.
Yeah. You need a mixture. You always are going to need props who just do the job and do the job well. And
that's almost actually what Hull are lacking, going back to some of their troubles.
Potentially, yeah, because they've got
someone
all
like
these
big guys,
but Matongo's more of a tackle buster. That's where the consistency maybe lacks.
Particularly to blow 28-10 lead.
Yeah, that's quite big against the Catalans team who haven't been playing amazingly.
Which I
they've
think
been
probably
working things out themselves.
As on as nicely to point to. Catalan can travel.
Yeah. Good win from them. Catalan, honestly, on paper, you look at that Catalan team and you think they've got a really good team. In the main positions, you've got Tompkins is playing out of his skin. We've spoken about this.
Tompkins looks ready to have one of the better seasons of his career.
Yeah, Malone is always going to do you a job in halves. He's I know he's knocking on a bit, but he's always going to do you a job in it.
I mean, he even impressed in Origin last year.
The experience.
This is actually really good for Super League. Pryor and Maloney are both very recently Origin standard players. They're now in Super League. Think of the effect this is going to have in pulling talent.
Yeah. Even so, and Falau, I know we've got obviously the contention about Falau, but I mean, we
can't avoid mentioning him forever.
On pitch, he's looked really good. You can't say he hasn't looked
As
good.
a rugby player, he is fantastic.
Yeah.
Off the field, I'm not even going to touch.
We're not touching on it.
I'm
just
not
saying
mentioning a single thing about it either way. But on the field, that is a brilliant signing and one of the best players in terms of talent we are going to see on
in
the
terms
pitch
of
this
pure
season.
talent, yeah. And then they've always just got that. I feel like Catalan have always got that reliable pack, haven't they?
The thing is, Catalan, I know we all joke about obviously they were exempt from relegation for years. They've got it bloody easy compared to some of the M62 clubs in trying to recruit talent from overseas. At least the south of France is still warm.
Yeah, that's a
It's not like saying, do you want to come to rainy Wigan? We can give you the best pies in England.
To be fair, George Burgess is after that.
Well, yeah. Well, they'll throw money at the problem, will Wigan,
Yeah.
because they're one of the clubs that can afford to do so. Poor old Salford.
But then there's a
I'm impressed to drag Lola Hare away from his favourite kebab shop in Leeds.
Oh, God.
Have you not heard that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say that's one of the many things going around for why he wasn't a success.
Yeah.
Whether we believe this or not, I don't know.
He's worked out for him at Salford.
Yeah, and I'm very happy with Rob Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Lewis really... that's probably been one of the most beneficial deals in the past that's benefited both
underrated
teams.
as well.
Yeah. At the
Who
time,
was the last player Leeds signed from Salford before Lewis? Because I'm thinking it was Joe Moon.
From Salford?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a toughie. That's one to think about, is that? I mean,
Unless
Leeds aren't
I've
one to
missed
sign
someone
too
bad.
many players. I don't think you have. No, because who would you assign?
I wouldn't say we don't sign many players. I just think
I feel like you don't
potentially
sign.
don't. We like
not
to
from
stick
Salford.
to Yorkshire.
Yeah, I think you actually get a lot of the Leeds players coming through the ranks.
We seem to get a lot from Huddersfield. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's just because we've got 2 this year and it feels like that.
Mellor and Lee, man.
But obviously we had Lunt on loan. Did Griffin come from Huddersfield? Darryl Griffin a number of years back?
Probably. That's going back though. That in terms of that, it probably is Moon. You're probably right, unless there's someone we're missing who's a bit of probably a forward, but I just can't see who getting anyone from them.
No, our forward pack didn't really change much. It went Ablett, Jonesy, Cuthbert, Kiley and Peacock for years.
Yeah.
And even before Cuthbert, like Ian Kirk.
Yeah, you didn't have anyone.
There would only really
that's
Brad
before
Singleton.
What, from Salford?
No, came through in that time.
And then that's before Moon anyway. So it is Moon, isn't it?
I don't
know why we've gone off on that.
No, nor do I. You gotta love the random sections you just get here. Should we wrap up Leeds and Catalan now?
Yeah, I think
Warrington's one to discuss because no Gelling, no party. We called it. Well, I called it.
Yeah, you called it. Yeah.
Although based on your predictions, you're not calling anything this year.
Also, I just come out today. Matty Ashton out for I think 4 months with torn hamstring, and he's been looking good. That's one of them where it's like away from the whole Warrington not being well. You've got to wish him the best because how good has he was?
He's been a breath of fresh air at that club.
Yeah, and I think obviously it's only 4 months. I think he's a young lad. He's going to get through it. It's probably. And I questioned
how much he was going to get in that 4 months with Charlie and the Flying Pig around. That is genuinely his nickname. Yeah. I'm not being insulting.
I just think it was one of them where it's kind of made Steve Price's job easier in terms of picking his team. But I think there's something wrong now at Warrington, whether that's a leadership, something that's gone on between it almost looks like it's one of them where maybe there's been a falling out between sort of coach and players, maybe. But we don't know.
Combine it with overreactions this week. Overreaction number 1: Warrington's finishing the bottom 4 for the second time in 4 years. It happened last time they got nailed at Headingley.
And then
conveniently we won the grand final. And what did I say when we were sat in 5th last week?
You were going to win that. You're going to win.
It's coming up, Leeds. Gaelick's bringing it home.
I don't know. I think they're in danger of not getting the top 5. I wouldn't say
Definitely.
Bottom 4. I think a lot of teams in Super League this year, I mean, certain teams have looked poor.
I'd argue Salford are weaker. Hull KR are weaker. Wakefield beat them, so I almost don't want to say Wakefield are weaker.
Wakefield are looking like one of the most unpredictable teams. But I mean, they've been
for the first few weeks. I was saying Wakefield will finish bottom.
Toronto is a team.
Toronto, I think, are now going to finish bottom. But even if we ignore them, because
it could be a fight. They need to pick up some wins though. I mean, that's the next one. Kind of.
I think Wakefield actually might not even finish second bottom. Assuming Toronto there.
I would say
these last couple of weeks have really turned around what I think of them.
Yeah. they've really proved you sort of wrong on that prediction where you had them bottom.
I did say that I wanted them to prove me wrong.
And they have done.
And they have done, because I'd miss Wakey if they weren't around.
I think in terms of, I know we're kind of going over every Super League team here, but Hull KR as well have looked very. I mean, that game against Castleford defensively in the middle. I know they need some forwards because outside backs, you're looking at that they've got the two centres are NRL absolute experience, bucket load. Kenny Dowell and Lynette, like literally, you've got that there, and then you've got wingers. You've got like Minikin.
Crooks is a good finisher. Crooks,
and then you've got depth in them positions
Quinlan's
as well.
a decent fullback when
and
he's
then
fit.
Dagger plays.
Ethan Ryan, who's on.
I'm going to say that they've got like Nick Rawsthorne. They've got like Will Dagger stepped in for Quinlan. He looked like best player for OKR. They've got that. They just need that go forward, that forwards. And obviously stuff's happened with Masoi, and it's hard. There's not a lot of props going around now, but
not with Amp.
It's going to be it's tough. But you can tell the difference in class from some, like, especially once you go into like.
And Fury Moimo's just signed a 1-year contract, so he's not available either.
No. And he's 40-year-old, man. That's mental.
Last I saw of him, he was still good.
In League One, he does a job, I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. I mean, he clearly loves it up there.
League One, I mean, to be fair, I know
Sydney to Workington, that's an unusual transfer.
League One are like, they're stepping up with some of the quality that they're actually getting in the size now. You know, like they've got to play like Jake Webster chose to instead of re-signing for.
Yeah, but
Bradford. That was all the thing with Bradford.
Sign him at the time.
Yeah. But
even if you could have signed him, would he have stayed? I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's like the champ, but he has gone to League One rather than Championship.
Even West Wales Raiders though put 12 past Hunslet.
Yeah,
they're not as bad as what they were 2 years ago.
They're building up through the Welsh local players, and it's going to work out for them.
And this is why, and this is a complete attitude point here. Doing that, West Wales are getting a lot of respect by not finding a billionaire and having the Toronto model, so to speak.
But that's a no different discussion, I think. You don't want to really.
I mean, I don't think West Wales Raiders are going to attract a billionaire, so I don't think they had another option really. And if they had, then they probably would have taken the Toronto option. This has come from
talking about.
So we've gone from Leeds to Salford to transfers from about 8 or 10 years ago to Championship to West Wales Raiders to
do you reckon we're done on Super League now?
I think we've.
So Championship, we'll touch on Championship.
Oh, we forgot one point.
Wigan, Huddersfield.
The streak is over.
Yeah.
Right, edit job for Callum. Undertaker entrance, and you've just got to Photoshop a Wigan Warriors badge on his head. There you go.
The thumbnail. We're not going for the normal thumbnail format, and we have some fun with this. We're going to have a picture of Matt photoshopped onto the Undertaker.
Can you at least get one where I've got a championship or a streak?
The title now is "The Streak is Over" with a picture of you.
Have I actually got the one where he loses as well? Oh. I think that should be you after your predictions. Christ.
No, you're having it.
Is this just because you edit so you won't bully yourself?
Yeah, basically.
At least they know how.
But that's big for Wigan. Wigan looking really, really good. I wasn't sure about the.
I wouldn't say they were really good considering some of the other results we've had this year. They're definitely improving.
They're getting the winning games, so that's what counts in it.
Yeah, but so Castleford.
Yeah.
Who I would say being the surprise package in terms of how close they are.
How they've played, yeah. I can see that.
There we have. We've managed to find another team to cover in this week's report.
So now do you want to go
Moving on to the second division. I'm not going to let him talk about this for long, don't worry.
Right, so in terms of who's looking good, Lee with another good win, Toulouse unbeaten still. They're both looking really strong at the top. Then you've got Featherstone who are again playing well. They've obviously played less games because of the whole storm and all that a few weeks ago. But they're looking good. London, I mean, they've lost to York in the Cup a couple of weeks ago and then lost to Feather at home, so that's a bit worrying for them. That looked that good. I think they're safe for top 5, but I don't know about my prediction of having them at the top. Widnes are looking good.
Is that another prediction you've got wrong there?
Yeah, most likely. A lot of teams sort of just doing decent, like Halifax picking up some wins. I mean, I don't want to speak about Bradford too much. I'm a fan, but we had 2 hard games, played well in them. Didn't play that well against Oldham, I'll be fair. But we got the win there, so hopefully we can get some momentum going. In terms of a team that's really not kicked, like really got going, is York. 3 games, 3 losses. They haven't had the easiest of starts, but it's not ideal for them, especially when a lot of the people had them top 5 sort of locks.
Yeah.
So it's about attitude for them now, but they've got London coming up, which we'll touch on later on when we do a preview for Championship. But
Yeah, definitely.
they've really got to like they've got a tough challenge to turn this around. They've got the squad to do so. I don't doubt it. There's a mixture of inexperience and experience in there. They've just got to mould and get going. But I think as a York fan, if you was a York fan listening to this, I wouldn't be worried. I think you'll be up there and thereabouts. It's only a few games, and they've got a quality squad.
I think the last thing before I move on to today's present news, the Fantasy League, which I've just put.
Yeah, I'll let you update the Fantasy League.
So Andy Moran at the top.
Still 2 weeks in a row. So representing your team.
Or did Sean Peach go back top for the week? I can't quite remember.
I can't remember.
Anyway, Andy Moran, you're top. And it's nice to have a Rhinos fan at top of the table to say that we're winning the grand final this year. And my predictions have actually seemed to be alright, so I'll take that. Chris Armitage, Tigers fan, the other club I've just praised.
And that's the
highest point scorer of the week.
Fair play.
And also, just like to point out, all three of my teams, including a team Chris Wellham is a god, is ahead of the one that he built on the podcast.
I'm working my way back up. Some players just start playing. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like the league is starting to grow from people who are like not really doing it anymore.
You can tell who stopped checking the teams.
And I feel like I'm on the bottom end of the people who are actually still really trying.
I think you're probably still behind some of them that haven't.
Yeah, but I'm working my way up. I'll be there or thereabouts come end of season.
This is where you now just have Callum and his team climbing a ladder in cartoon form behind us.
No, I'm not that good at editing. I've got to edit this for tomorrow. I've got to go do my Undertaker research.
Well, that's a good point. I did find actually before the last one went out in the YouTube channel search history how to add posts to YouTube videos.
Because you told me to do it, and did I add them in?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. See, you didn't even watch it back.
No, I don't.
But I did add that, and you all did.
For some reason, I actually trust you to just edit it.
And thanks for interacting with that as well.
Thanks.
Now we're getting on to
check if you did or not.
Time for the main sort of body of this.
The main body, yes.
This morning, Shaun Wane. Well, it's Tuesday.
It's today.
Yeah. Shaun Wane announcing his what you call preliminary sort of meeting squad for the Ashes, 31 people.
Yeah, I won't read too much into this, obviously, because one,
it gives you a good idea of how
half the players are injured, and 3, we've obviously still got the NRL watch list.
Yeah.
But at least we're seeing. I think it's more a good way to look at some of the exclusions rather than inclusions.
Yeah, because I think inclusions are fairly broad. I think everyone who's included.
Although I will say, why is Chris Hill in there?
It's almost a lot. I get why he's sort of in there for that experience, because he's got the experience. Who would you have instead of him though?
I think I just named 30 players rather than have Chris Hill, to be honest with you.
I think Chris Hill's going to still do a job. I don't think he'll be in and around that squad because I think you've got Walmsley and Thompson are going to be starting.
I'll be honest, I hope not.
You're going to have Graham's going to be playing. Sutton's really, I think
Sutton's doing a great job at Canberra.
Yeah, at Canberra.
I'm glad I got that.
Players like Burgess brothers are still knocking around.
Well, all but one of them.
Well, yeah, but the George and Tom is what I'm thinking. They're the props, out and out props.
Well, George has been binned off, hasn't he?
Well, George hasn't been binned off because he played for Wigan at the weekend. I think you mean Tom.
No, from England.
Oh, right, yeah.
From the England squad. After being plonked on his ass by a chicken tikka masala, he's now been dumped out the England squad.
Yeah, true. I guess I didn't even think about him not being in that squad.
I'm glad one of us actually paid
I did look, but when I was saying it then, I didn't think about it.
Austin Hastings. Is Wayne going to go for a different...
Definitely is. If they're not in there to say... I mean...
Austin I can understand a bit more.
Hastings is probably the best... Well, he's up there in the top 3 halfback. It was last year man of the Steelers.
What about Mark Sneed? There'll be Hull FC fans shouting it.
Halfbacks.
Actually, no, they'll be shouting it to do Sneed.
Who's your halfbacks for England this...
I was just about to say Galen Louis. You should know that by now.
No, for England.
Right.
Obviously, why would I ask you who leads that? I know who leads that.
Richie Myler. No, Myler's going to be fullback for England. We know that now.
Who's fullback for England? For Tompkins is fullback. For you. He's for me. Or you like Evalds, I know you do.
I'd probably play Ratchford.
Yeah. Who's your halfbacks? I'm intrigued. Because was Gale...
I'd start
Gale wasn't
Hastings.
Included. What was Gale?
Gale's in the squad.
Gale is in the squad.
Gale and Newman have come in from Leeds.
One halfback is 100% Lomax.
Yeah.
It is. It is hands down low. Like Lomax is getting in, even if you don't agree with that, it should be. It is going to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you need an halfback who's going to sort of not be a running halfback who's going to sort of order them around.
I mean,
you need
maybe
like
Hastings would be good at that. But I'd say
that is a really good halfback combination. You
it
have to
is.
say it's probably best in league.
Lomax and Hastings are
apart
probably
from probably
a really
Caesar.
good. But obviously, that's not an option.
That's not an option. Yeah.
He's Turkish.
Who's Turkish?
Caesar.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I said they're the two best halfbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Probably apart from Caesar and Maloney are in there. You know what I mean? But obviously they're not going to play for England.
Obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Gale, and I'm probably.
Gale has been.
He has got a history of going away in some of the bigger games and maybe struggles against.
Williams.
I really don't rate George Williams that highly.
It depends how he goes into NRL. I mean, I want to watch a few of his games.
If he starts playing well, being in the NRL could teach him a whole new chapter to his game, and he could turn into twice the player, or he could be ineffective and not get hardly any games.
You look at all them players who've gone over to Canberra. None of them have been flops. So maybe it's that system and working with people players who know. You know, it'll be intriguing to see how it goes.
So. I mean, I think we've probably got a lot of the same views in terms of who we'd start. Another player I think is very unlucky to miss out, considering that Don Manfredi and I think Lewis Tierney's in the squad as well.
Tierney,
I've seen with Catalan winger in. Oh, it's Tom Davis, isn't it?
No, he's in the night. That's the night squad though.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
We'll double check that.
I'll let you check because I've got one to speak about anyway.
Anyway, what I was going to say is Ash Hadley can feel very...
Yeah, Ash Hadley. Jake Connor, I know I've spoke to you about this, Matt, about... that's definitely a big
England Knights.
A big sort of, disclusion, I guess you'd say, because obviously you'd think he's played a lot for England recently and played well at that. Obviously, Wayne either don't like him, don't think he's... You were saying it about discipline with Connor, weren't you?
Yeah.
Potentially, but I think he's passionate. I actually rate him as a player and a guy, but I think you've got some players in there over him who I think arguably Connors should be.
This is another controversial one, I think.
Plus, Connor's not even in the night squad, and that's a very worry. It depends if you're having the night squad as just young players, which they aren't, because there's some players in that night squad who you would argue are probably a bit old for a night. If you're going to make it like,
I'd say Mike McMeekan doesn't belong in.
There's older ones.
Also, that brilliant.
I think Connor should be.
Massim Bashir Matongo, is he actually English?
Yeah, he is English.
I thought he were an Aussie import for some reason.
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough. This is what happens when you play for English Rugby League and don't have a Northern Brexit
I just think it's like, you're going to... So, telling me that Wayne thinks, or like that some of these players... like
Toby King is a name that jumps straight out. Jake Bibby, who I don't even think he's that good of a player.
I think, but if you're going to... I see Connor as a better player than them. So Connor's not even in that night squad is worrying for me.
What also I think is shocking.
But that obviously shows us just something not there.
Manfredi's name, let's even ignore any other clubs. You want a Wigan winger for whatever reason. Liam Marshall. In my opinion,
Joe Burgess is better than
Joe
both.
Burgess.
This season, they're
better.
the two starting Wigan wingers. How is Manfredi in that?
I did see someone commenting, where's Regan Grace, though, so I don't feel like Shaun Wane is the stupidest person here.
No.
We've even managed to get a bit of fan comments into this section.
McGilvray is in there, isn't he?
McGilvray is in there. Reece Lynn, that's a questionable
He's been in and around set up. I would have him in nights, me personally. I'd have Connor in there over him.
How old is Reece Lynn?
He's quite young. 24.
Is he still about 24?
Yeah.
See, I don't think he's good enough to play for England yet.
Who's your England? I know we're going to do it. Near at time, we're going to do an old video.
We'll do a proper one.
But who is your back four?
Are we talking just in terms of who's named, or can I include other people?
In your ideal world, you could have anyone.
Right.
Include NRL players.
Okay.
Who's your back four? So like your two wingers in centre.
I'll include a fullback just even though, because we know it's going to be Sam Tompkins.
Yeah.
For you, Stephen Ratchford, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, it's one of them where it's a toss-up between two of them. They're both
either of them would be good shouts.
Yeah, and both can fill in halves as well if needed.
Right, let me pull up who we've got again just to refresh. So on the wings, I'd probably say Charnley, stronger player, good runner.
I see that. Who's your other winger? It's got to be one player, surely.
Tommy Mackinson,
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you go with Charnley over McGilvray?
Do you know I nearly thought about doing McGilvray over Makinson?
You're a fan of Charlie. I mean, I'm a fan of Charlie as well.
I think, yeah, out of the two, you probably do put McGilvray and Charlie in competition against each other.
They're definitely going to be the ones that are selected in the squad.
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's in that preliminary, but I think if he's somehow, unless he has a really good season this year, I think he might struggle to make the squad. Unless some of these guys get injured.
where do you put Tom Johnson in this, assuming he's fit?
Because he's in the squad as well.
He's in the squad, yeah.
I don't know if he's that international.
Ash Handler.
Ash Handler probably should be in and around there, you are right.
The thing is, if we're saying he's Ash Handler one of the two best English wingers in the competition, it's very easy to argue no.
Not international.
Is he better than some of the players that are named, considering he's not even in the night squad again?
Which is again like why I'm worried about how they're doing it like that.
I mean, it stops him getting injured. I don't.
But I don't see him as an international winger.
But I don't see why he's not in the night setup.
Yeah, that is true.
When you've got Tom Davies, who I'd argue has done very little since getting injured.
Yeah.
Compared to last year's second highest try scorer in the league.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. There's some young players in that.
There's another young English lad
that
comes
thinking
to mind.
about it is a very. I don't want to say he's Wigan biased, but there is some sort of almost like he's worked with them players before, and maybe he's picked them in. Whether that's because he knows they're reliable.
Who's the English winger that I think's from like Burnley that plays in NRL? Is it from Brisbane?
What, Corey Oates? That's the Brisbane one.
It could well be.
But he's Australian.
It's not him then. There's an Englishman that's at Brisbane.
Are you sure it's not Reed? And he don't play anymore.
Well, he's retired.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, are you sure you don't?
No, it was on a quiz I did the other week. So the English players in the NRL last year.
I did that. What's he called? Something Pat.
Well, this is what I'm asking you. What's he called?
I don't have a clue. I can't remember.
No, not Jack. This guy, the former United. Herbie Farnworth,
yeah, but
goal scoring winger. Where's he in the night itself? He's not even on the NRL watch list.
No.
There's not that many to watch. For God's sake, he's about the only English player that's not on it.
Ryan Hall's not even on it either.
I can kind of understand that a bit more.
Yeah.
I think ultimately he's.
You haven't said your back four. You still haven't said your two.
My two centres.
Yeah, because are you going Charlie and Makinson?
I'm going Charlie and Makinson. Centre.
I'm going to agree with you on that, with McGilvray coming close.
Oliver Gildart and Callum Watkins are my side.
Over Percival?
Yes.
Mine's Watkins. See.
You want to say Percy, don't you?
Gildart's good though. They're both good for me. They're both level. And I think...
It might come down to fitness on that one.
Yeah, honestly, it might. Both out injured at minutes, so. But I think
could go Harry Newman.
No, I think Newman's a few years off. But then, like I said to you,
right.
I think Newman takes Watkins' place when Watkins eventually gets.
I could actually see before that potentially Watkins and Newman.
Really?
If Callum kicks in an NRL, yeah.
Who's your? Well, all right. We'll have to. I guess we see. Don't we?
But
There's
that's
a lot of
a
this
few years off.
So that's ours. I think there's not any. I think shout out to the player even who we've just been speaking about centres. Player we haven't included is Josh Griffin, and I don't know if he's necessarily going to be a starter. But
like him. I don't think he's that good.
I think he's one of the most underrated players in Super
Where's
League.
Chris Wellham's call up? We're talking about underrated centres. Come on.
I'm not even right. All I'm saying is well done.
Wellham is better than Griffin.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's.
In what world?
Dan Sargentson we haven't mentioned. I mean, he's played well
in
for
there
Salford.
Because he used to be at Wigan more than anything else.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
I think he's played well for Salford personally. But
well, someone has to, I suppose.
Well, Chris Wellham, man, as the other centre there. Look. So you think Wellham's better than Sargentson, don't you? This is where we see your link.
No.
If you actually love Chris Wellham that much.
No, I think Sargent's the better player.
So
Give me Chris Wellham a few years ago. Yeah.
A few years ago, he played for Bradford in Championship. What are you on about?
Before he went there.
So, like, 10 years ago.
Like 5.
Like 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years ago. That's quite funny.
Wellham for Team of the Decade was a good shout because of his consistency.
No, it wasn't. That was a worse
I think now...
The amount of actual abuse you have got for that.
We've had one tweet.
No, but I'm sorry, but when you did the poll about who would the centres be, the fact you even put Wellham in contention, even though he got 0 votes.
He got 1 from me.
It were just people saying, how can you have Chris Wellham even in the
conversation? It wasn't though, was it?
It was.
It wasn't.
Alright then. Alright. I think. You reckon that's it? Anyone else you want to mention from?
No,
Centre
not
back?
really. I'm a bit bored of this squad by now.
It's one of them things. It's not to look too deep into. I don't think.
Exactly. I feel like we've spun this out long enough.
Yeah. So review at weekend.
Yeah. You got the fixtures?
Have you got the fixtures?
Amateur.
Obviously.
Right.
Mr. Super
right,
League over here. I don't know anything about Super League. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, only because you've got no chance of ever making it. Right, I'm going to start with Thursday night's game then, which I do know. It's on Sky. It's back at home for me. Leeds Toronto.
Toronto easy win.
And this is why.
No, Leeds win.
If we're talking about my Chris Wellen being a bad shout, what about Toronto to beat Saints?
I actually put a bet on that as well. You know, I said I was going to put a 5
Yeah,
on.
he genuinely did. He sent me the thing. Was
put
there a better way to throw away a fiver? Right, okay, Leeds are going to smash them. Actually, this is a good point. Bodine Thompson. I'm going to make an incredibly controversial opinion, agree or disagree. If he wasn't playing for Toronto, who can barely name a squad because, of course, she goes out with concussion, he would have got at least a one-match ban for that offence.
Yes, I agree with you to a degree.
So there we go. Toronto, because they're financially responsible and haven't been able to afford enough players, are once again getting a bit of preference from RFL.
Do you reckon? I mean, I feel like Toronto get way too much stick personally,
but then there's stuff that I think which is stupid, and stuff that I think is rightly deserved, and this is one of the latter. Because if we're saying that this has happened to any non-Toronto player in the league, there's at least a one-match ban for that. Yet because that probably takes them under like 17 players or something stupid, I don't care. He made a challenge that deserves a ban. Why should consistency? Unless the RFL are going to now do this across the season, which they've set the precedent for.
Yeah.
Which we know for a fact they won't, because the bans don't show any consistency anywhere.
Yeah, they don't.
Then it's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that too much.
I mean, they're going to lose anyway, so I'm not that bothered.
Do you reckon?
Yes. I've seen championship teams in Challenge Cups put up better displays than Toronto have this season for most of the games.
Big shout out to Bradford there from you. I'm happy with that.
You can't say beating a Leeds team that was playing like a League One West Wales Rangers side was a
don't say they were
compliment.
playing like that. You had bloody.
We were crap.
You starting proper, been playing in NRL a few weeks before.
Who? Trent Merrick?
No, Arthur. You'd literally just signed him like
exactly.
his second game.
He'd just settled in.
He'd just come over from playing NRL, and
I wouldn't say he'd just come over because it took us about a month to sort out his visa.
But he'd been playing in NRL.
Out of match sharpness, not suited to the team. You've got Trent Merrin, who did a lot of the hard work, arguably about 3 players worth.
You've got a lot of good international players there who we beat. You can't take it away from us.
Well, no, you won't.
Exactly.
Although
I thought that's who you were shouting
Super
out.
League, so.
Yeah. Why are we going on to this now?
I wasn't even shouting out Bradford.
Right, so
making it about
we've literally
you again.
the most one-sided predicted game this weekend, and we've spoke about it for this long.
Good. Saints Huddersfield.
It's at Saints, isn't it? So
it's
I
at
think
Lantry.
Saints.
Yeah, Huddersfield are at risk of going into a bit of free fall now, I think.
Nah, tough fixtures are Wigan and Saints. Not easiest.
Definitely not, but
performance-wise, they'll be looking for a good performance, and they can trouble them. But I think just in end, that little bit of quality from Saints is going to prove too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't think there's too much to speak about on that.
Trinity Hull, FC.
I think FC. I think they need the win, to be
Trinity.
honest. I think
they've got form. They've got confidence.
It's going to be a good game, actually.
I would, yet for some reason we've got to watch Warrington and Cass on Sky with no option of viewing a second match. As you know, Sky Sports TV deal is rubbish and only shows one game.
Yeah, well, that was last week's podcast.
Doesn't matter, it's a valid point.
Warrington to win this for me.
Castleford for me.
I'm going more for the sort of, they need to bounce back from last week, and I think their own fans, they owe it to the fans really, so I think they'll pull it out.
But Cass are the better team, and that should hopefully shine
on
through.
form, you'd think so. Yeah.
On paper, I think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, Toronto. Warrington is full of overpaid stars that won't look out of place at Toronto.
Bloody hell. You really don't like Warrington, do you?
I just don't think they're that good the way they've been playing, and some of the signings.
Who? Widdop. You're not a fan of Widdop anymore.
Widdop's
right?
past it. There's a reason he's not even in England's setup. He ain't good enough.
Yeah, he's not in England setup because of injuries. Because he's injury prone too much.
Percival, who's out for like 6 months and not for the first time, is in the England setup.
One of the most injury prone players ever.
Tom Johnston's in the England setup. He's one of the most injury prone
How do you know
players ever.
Widdop hadn't disclosed himself?
He might well have done, but he's still not talented enough to be there anyway anymore.
Then, if you say so.
A few years ago, sure. St George got rid for a reason.
I mean, he was his best player at World Cup, in my opinion, behind McGilvery.
Again, what was that? 2017.
Yeah, it was
3 years ago.
He was absolutely quality.
Yeah, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Ryan Orr were quality 2.5 years ago, and now he spent the last season barely playing at Roosters.
Yeah, true. Right,
Leeds were a quality side in 2017. We've lost to bloody Bradford since then, although we did get redemption.
All right then.
Catalan Salford in France.
Catalan win for me. Salford out looking good. Catalan are rolling.
Salford going to get burned.
At home as well. Catalan just look really good. So
Catalan to win, yeah. Sunday, one match, Wigan, Hull KR at DW. Wigan, enjoy your 2 points. Hull, thanks for coming.
Yeah, because Hull KR are really looking poor, which I guess is just short in the middle, but probably signed too many backs instead of signing forward.
They won't go down.
KR?
Yeah.
Well, you reckon Toronto will now, don't you?
Yeah, they've been a lot worse than I expected.
Same, I think they've disappointed, but I think they've performed alright. I think it's just been one of them things where it's
they've
like
performed alright in spurts. That's the problem.
They haven't put together an 80 minutes.
And now it's really starting to. I think they're going to struggle all season to keep players fit enough to name squads.
Are you still saying 0 points for season?
I stand by 0 in England.
Really?
I think they can potentially beat some of the lower opposition in Canada.
They haven't played sort of like an OKR yet, though. You know?
Actually, this is a good point. Look at all their home games that have been rearranged to play in England. It's all against the bigger clubs.
You've got so many conspiracies against Toronto.
RFL conspiracy theory. Play the weaker sides in Canada so they've got a better chance of winning, so they might just stay up without them needing to expand to 14 teams. Either season, either next season to save them, or the season after to ensure they go.
Do you actually think they're going to expand if Toronto come bottom and make it 14 teams?
No, I think they'll relegate them because otherwise they'll have far too much stick. But they'll announce that from the following season they'll expand so the top 3 teams go up or something.
Top
stupid.
2 teams go up.
Top 3 go up, 1 goes down.
You still think one will? Nah, they can't do that. Because if you're next season, because if you're having a team that's going to go down when you're going to have 3 going up, which is potentially going to be.
But I don't think it changes much because you just pro extra from League One because we're going to get the likes of Ottawa and New York in, which is where the other 2 spots are filled.
Long term, I think Super League needs to be bigger, but I don't think they do it by the way that I think they'd have to not have relegation for a season. So I think potentially you're going to get.
I disagree, but
well, that's a different podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Toronto will be safely in Super League for in a couple of years.
Are you picking your championship games?
Yeah, I will do. Bradford, Sheffield. I'll give you.
Well, it's on our
I
league app. I
apologise now for getting him started on Bradford.
It's on our league app 6:15 Sunday night.
If you're bored and haven't got any paint to watch dry.
Bulls wise, I've already touched on it. Played well, not best against Oldham, but I think
played well for 10 minutes.
No, we played well against Featherstone and London, is what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Earlier on, Sheffield haven't been too amazing. I mean,
is this the same London that you said looks very poor?
Yeah, which is fair enough. But we still played well in that game. I still sit by that. London are still a better team on paper than us. But I think hopefully we should get the win. I mean, I think it'll be a good game. Sheffield are one of them teams that on the day they could beat anyone, but also they could just come looking poor in it. We could run away with it, but I think it'll be a good game. Make sure you try and watch. If you're not doing it on Sunday night, I'd watch it. Be interesting. And then when you're watching this and we're speaking about it, obviously I speak about Bradford a lot. You'll sort of know more about what we're speaking about.
I mean, I definitely will have something else to do.
Yeah. What other game have you picked? I know one game that you definitely have picked.
It's a repeat of the Challenge Cup, and I'm sorry for going on about York quite a bit for the first few episodes of the season. However, now we're talking about these sides for the wrong reasons. They're not doing as well as we.
No, they're not. Well, I mean, London are up there still. They just lost to Fev last week, but then London's form's looking a bit worrying, which means they need a win. But then York are desperate for a win at this point. At home as well, I think this is going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah.
It were a cracker in cup. I think it's going to be even more.
That should be the game that's on our league, in my opinion.
Yeah, potentially.
Couple more to speak about. Newcastle Thunder versus Workington, a real top of the table clash in League One.
So we're going down to League One.
We've got to show some respect to the League One fans.
Newcastle are my favourites to go up. I think they're squad-wise, they've got some really good.
Shout out to friend of the channel, QLT.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of ex-Super League experience, like QLT, Ashley Gibson.
Yeah.
They've got a few at the sign, like Mikey Wood from Bradford. We spoke about this in the start season when we did his League One One sort of like.
It's still early in the season. If you've not checked out the League One predictions video yet, also had the Championship tagged on, but you can always skip that bit.
Yeah, that's one of early, probably episode 3, I think.
Yeah, he'll link it in the corner now. He knows how to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it
after he's put a YouTube tutorial in on how to do a YouTube.
How to edit.
How to do YouTube on YouTube. There you go.
Have you got any other, or is that?
Last one I want to talk about very quickly. Hunslet versus Crusaders. They've beaten one Welsh team. Can they make it 2 for 2?
Hunslet are looking good, I think Hunslet have got to be. They were going to be up there for promotion. Good squad.
Technically, my local team, if we're going exactly on metres away from the home ground, I think.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up between them and Dewsbury.
Basically, what he's saying is he's a plastic Leeds fan and really should support his local team, which is Hunslet.
Not at all. I still live in LS, but so it's Leeds.
All right then.
I'm going to follow the family tradition with our Stanley roots and go Rhinos.
So Hunslet are going to win then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, me too. I think they're just one of them better teams. I think that's it for today's episode.
I think so.
Make sure you're checking out the trivia we've done on Saturday just gone. If you haven't already.
Yeah,
really
great
interesting.
Opportunity to see Callum look like an
idiot.
Look
like an absolute tit, to be honest. Yeah.
Which, to be fair, he's been wearing a hat all episode, so he's already done a good job of that.
Yeah. Make sure you're checking out. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, checking out all the old podcasts if you haven't already, and just comment down below, speak to us, and we'll answer you back.
Here's a job for you: put all the podcasts in a playlist.
They're already in the playlist.
Oh, there you go. Just subscribe to the playlist.
I'm that good, you know what I mean? So make sure you got the notification bell on as well. We got, to be fair, time same every week. Wednesday 7 o'clock for the main podcast. Saturday 6 o'clock for the other video.
Please remember to go look at it because we often forget to share it at first.
Nah, we do. I schedule the initial post, but Saturday night we're usually quite busy doing those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Thanks for watching.
See you on Saturday.